Hello everyone, and welcome back to Wednesday here on the Pagan Perspective. I'm your host Eric. This week we are talking about the Illuminati and Satanism. This week we are talking about the Illuminati and Satanism. I'm just gonna go ahead and read the questions. Having issues with my words today, apparently. First question comes from Mr. 1Spooky4. I know this is kind of a weird question, but I wouldn't mind you guys discussing Illuminati and your thoughts, or if you guys even think it's real. And all the symbolism it shares with the pagans, such as hexagrams, the Star of David, pentagrams, pentacles, etc., which may cause a lot of confusion among non-pagans and other religious groups such as Christians, stereotyping pagans as Satan worshippers. And then the second question is from Michael Holmes. So do Satanists believe in Satan? And also, do you believe the Illuminati are devil worshippers? Anyway, do you believe in Satan? Also, if the Illuminati aren't associated with the devil, then why is there devil stuff put in subliminally in music videos, etc., etc., etc.? So I'll probably read those again just for my own reference here in a minute. But going back to the first question, do I think the Illuminati is real? I think the history of it is real. I think that it's entirely plausible that there are members currently of a group that calls themselves Illuminati. Do I think that they are specifically descended from the Bavarian sect of the fraternity of the Illuminati? Not necessarily. I have a tendency to, whenever somebody says Illuminati, either shut my brain off because I don't care, or take the information that they're giving me with a block of salt as opposed to a grain of salt, because most of the time when I hear about anything to do with the Illuminati, it is from somebody who I personally already consider a conspiracy theorist, and somebody who's trying to tell me in their very uninformed way that the Illuminati has been responsible for all of the terrible things that have ever happened in government all the way back into the Dark Ages, which is a load of crap. If you've ever done the research, the Illuminati did start in the 1700s, and that's about as far back as they can be traced. They can't be traced all the way back to the Knights Templar during the revolution of everyone. Anyway, so it's one of those things where oftentimes I'm so uninterested just because of the paranoid state of mind or the conspiracy theorist state of mind that comes through when people start talking about the Illuminati, that I almost immediately just stop giving a crap what they're saying. So it's one of those things. Do I believe it did exist? Yes. Do I believe that it could exist in some form or another right now? Yes. Do I hear about it? Only from, right-wing talk show hosts and conspiracy theorists who are kind of off their nut. That's how I see it. That's my opinion. Now, granted, pretty much everything in this video is going to be my opinion, but that's what this video is all about, is my opinion on these questions. That's not necessarily connecting the facts, because if you want to know the facts, go do some research and look it up and never take anyone's word for it. Get the facts. So the symbolism that the Illuminati, or even the Freemasons, because I don't know any of the Illuminati symbols that didn't come from the Freemasons. I couldn't say exactly what they are, and they put here hexagram as a Star of David. I thought the Star of David was a septagram, or a sextagram, was six-sided. Anyway, I don't know. But geometrical shapes have been used by all forms of groups throughout the course of history. I mean, you're talking all the way back to, like, cave paintings. There were spirals and other geometrical shapes, and things that were used in whatever way they used them, in whatever symbolism they used them. Just because they're using the symbolism their way does not immediately grant any association other than the symbol itself to another group. It's been explained many, many times over the course of this week with Kara's video and Rich's video, that the symbols don't mean the same things to the same people. It just happens to be that the symbol is the same symbol. You view something differently. If I were to hand you a 3 dots in a triangle, some people are going to see that as my crazy life. Some people are going to see that as all things are equal. I've actually had a couple of people tell me that those 3 dots are, well, this is a racial decision that people make. Separate be equal. Segregation is the thing, and that's how it should be. I don't agree with that, but I agree that the 3 dots in a triangle are definitely an equilateral triangle without lines, but I don't see them being a racist, or racial, not racist, a racial notation of separate but equal. I don't see it that way. The hexagrams that are used in both Norse paganism and probably, I think I've seen an 8-pointed star on a Mason's temple here in downtown Salt Lake. I've seen an 8-pointed star in video games and tabletop games, and I don't think they all mean the exact same thing. Now, when it comes to the association between the Illuminati and Satanism, I think that is very much, as Kara has stated on Tuesday, that when you have a group of people, and Rich even touched on it on Monday, and they both did fantastic videos, go watch them if you haven't yet, but they both touched on the idea that when a major religion is in power, not necessarily governmentally, because, I mean, we don't live in Vatican City or anything, but when a major religious power has a lot of sway in the public community and in the public eye, when they say, oh, well, that's evil, that's the devil worshiping, that is immediately like a couple of different associations. One, they're not us, that makes them evil. Two, because they're evil, they are automatically associated with the evil that is recognized by the religion, which is Satan. So instead of saying, well, they're just evil because they don't believe and think and act the way we do, they're immediately, tainted by the devil. So that's kind of an interesting thing for me to see, is when something is not directly in line with the church or the religion or the group of people who are in charge of the public mind, they immediately are referred to as whatever the public eye sees as evil. They skip over just saying they're evil, and they go straight to, well, they're devil worshippers, they're Satanists. So I think it's really interesting that happens. I think it's also really sad that the associations immediately go there. When it comes to the confusion among non-pagans and other religious groups, such as Christians stereotyping pagans as Satan worshippers, we've covered this lots and lots and lots of times. One, unless someone is truly interested in learning and debunking those myths and misconceptions for themselves, they're never going to get over it. I mean, you can pound and pound and pound and try and explain to them, well, just because I'm not a Christian doesn't make me evil. A lot of times, and I'm not saying everyone because there are exceptions, but a lot of times when someone has it in their head that you don't believe in Jesus, so you are therefore evil, never goes away. It's just one of those things you occasionally have to get over, and it sucks, but it happens. So one of those things is information. If somebody comes up to you and says, so I saw this thing on TV with these symbols that make me feel really bad, and that's, I'm sorry, but that's not what it's all about. When they use those symbols, and this kind of goes into Michael Holmes' question, but it's all about shock value. It's about shock value and getting your attention and making you talk about things, and it really works because the majority of the population is blissfully ignorant of what those symbols actually mean and what those symbols mean to the particular groups that they're being used by. When you see the all-seeing eye at the top of the pyramid on the back of the $1 bill, people don't immediately assume that a $1 bill has been, made by an evil overlord, although, some people call the government that anyway. But they don't assume that. They just assume, oh, well, that's really weird. I'm going to not think about that. And that's kind of how it works. So getting back into the questions, I think I covered the first question pretty well. The second one from Michael Holmes, do Satanists believe in Satan? Yes. In one form or another, they wouldn't call themselves Satanists if they didn't believe in Satan in one form or another, whether that be the idea of Satan being just the going against the grain, or whether Satan is the idea of following the example of someone who wanted to do something for themselves as opposed to being, led into it. There's whether it's the idea or the person or the archetype of Satan, they believe in that in some way. Otherwise, they likely wouldn't call themselves a Satanist. So, do you believe the Illuminati are devil worshippers? No. One of the main premises of the Illuminati, at least with the research that I've done, and Rich would probably back me up on this, but one of the premises that the Illuminati are based on is the fact that they believe that religion should have nothing to do with politics. I happen to agree with that. So it does not require them to believe in anything, religiously speaking, to be an Illuminati. Therefore, I don't see why the Illuminati would have any tendencies toward Satanism or any other ism or religion or spirituality in general. Do I believe in Satan? No. I believe in the idea of chaos and things happening and, negative aspects to life and the universe. And some people want to call that Satan, and that's fine. Some people want to call that Loki, and that's fine. I believe that negativity in the universe exists, but I don't believe specifically that any of the gods exist as actual people as opposed to archetypes. So that's one of those things where, do I believe in Satan? No. No, I don't. But last part, if the Illuminati aren't associated with the devil, why is their devil stuff put subliminally in music videos and etc.? Well, that phrase kind of assumes that any of their symbols are devilish in some sort, and they're not. They're geometric. They're geometric, and they're universally kind of applicable. It's triangles and septagrams and compasses, and all of those things are the universal language of math. And whether you see them as devil symbols or not, or satanic symbols or not, it's math. And it's something to specifically make people go, oh my God, it's for shock value. And it's to get your attention and to make you talk about it, and it still works. So, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to post those in the comments section below. Flame wars are for so don't do it. Feel free to post anything you would like, as long as it's civil, in the comments section below. But thanks for watching, everybody, and of course, until next time, Odin be with you.